collapse. The Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture, Mr. John Dumelo, spoke to GBC News.
But what I can assure the maize farmers is that definitely they are going to get market for it. Definitely in the next couple of months, they are going to get market for it. And we know 2025 has been, it's been a double-edged sword. It's been good and bad. It's been good because there's been overproduction. It's been a little bit bad because the marketing has been a problem. But like I said, buffer stock is coming in, come and mop it up. But all in all, in 2026, that's how come we are sort of compensating the farmers with free fertilizer and free seeds so that their inputs cost will reduce for the 2026 farming season. Because I know some farmers are contemplating whether they should still go into production. But of course, going into production is good. There will be high demand for maize and other products.
The maize glut in Bono East is reaching crisis point. Unsold bags are piling up in homes and farms, pushing farmers to the edge of bankruptcy. Samuel Ayama, GBC News, Atebubu.
The Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture, John Dumelo, says agricultural mechanization must be seen as a tool to empower farmers and improve livelihoods, not a replacement for human labor. He was speaking at the inauguration of a new agricultural mechanization center in the Eastern region.
I can confidently indicate that not a single tractor is sitting in our yard. Every one of them is on the field today working. The establishment of the Farmer Service Center is to grant unimpeded access to agricultural mechanization to all Ghanaian farmers, wherever you are located in this country.
How soon?
Yeah, we have started the process. We have started with 50 of the centers. We have identified the areas. We are working on documentations on the land. And we have also started the process, the procurement process, to procure the equipment. We are bringing in 5,000 plus units of equipment. We are bringing in 660 tractors. Assuming every tractor, each of the tractors is being manned by 2 people, 1 driver and 1 supporting staff. That alone will create a lot of jobs for the people. And then in every center, we are setting up a maintenance section where we train people on how to maintain the tractors. So you can imagine the number of jobs that we are thinking about. Thousands of jobs will be thrown out there. And once you bring producers and the processors together, certainly the jobs will be everywhere for people to take advantage of.
That was rather the Minister for Agriculture, Eric Opoku. Now to some other stories. And education stakeholders in Apono and Jato in the Suhum municipality of the Eastern region are calling for the school feeding program to be extended to rural schools. They say many children in the 2 communities absent themselves from school due to poverty.
Apono, a cocoa-growing community in the Suhum municipality of the Eastern region, is just a few kilometers from Suhum. There is rising absenteeism among the pupils, all due to poverty.
We went round to seek, if I want to know the reasons why the children were not coming to school. We were told that, in fact, Papa, I will not get money to give to my children to come to school.
Education stakeholders in the municipality say none of the 5 schools in Apono and nearby communities, including Jato, benefits from the government's school feeding program, a situation they believe is worsening by day. In nearby Jato, another cocoa farming community where a lot of local gene is distilled, school authorities are advocating skills training to empower learners economically.
They should give us some skills, as in soap making, those bead making things, to boost the learners with skills so that they will be able to fend for themselves whilst they also make these things and then sell to the public.
The 2 communities are participating in Plan International Ghana's Routing for Change project, which is said to have contributed to a reduction in teenage pregnancies. Stakeholders believe expanding feeding programs and skills training will improve school attendance and reduce vulnerability in rural communities such as Apono.
Time for business news. Now, Ghana is currently the leading coconut producer in Africa and ranks 12th globally. With the current increased investment and expansion within the coconut sector, the chief executive of the Ghana Export and Import Bank, Mr. Sylvester Mensah, has advised investors to take advantage of opportunities that are emerging within the tree crop value chain. He made this assertion during the Ghana Tree Crops Investment Summit and exhibition in Accra.
The global coconut market is currently valued at $30 billion. The burgeoning coconut sector in Ghana presents immense opportunities for economic growth, job creation, and sustainable development. However, the industry also faces challenges that need to be addressed to ensure its long-term viability. Ghana produces around 600,000 metric tons of coconuts annually, ranking Africa's largest producer. At the Ghana Tree Crops Investment Summit and exhibition in Accra by the Tree Crops Development Authority, the Chief Executive of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, GIPC, Mr. Simon Madje, said the current domestic supply of coconuts remain insufficient to meet the combined needs of local consumption, industrial processing and export markets. The Chief Executive of the Ghana Export-Import Bank, Mr. Sylvester Mensah, spoke of the need for an increased investment in the tree crop sector.
Tree crops are a bridge between agriculture and industry. They do not end at the farm gate. They feed processing plants, logistics systems, export businesses, packaging companies, research institutions, and financial services. Every step up the value chain creates additional jobs and skills, particularly for young people and women.
The Chief Executive of the Tree Crop Development Authority said having investments in the tree crop sector has been challenging, especially for the financial institutions.
We want the financial institutions to have money to help farmers and everybody. People think that they can come to TCDA, you can't get anything from us for now. So get it. People are rushing. What we have now, we have certain projects. That's what the madam wants to make a statement, matching grants, and it covers oil, palm, and cashew you get. And under the president initiative of running the tree crop diversification project, if everything goes through, the $100 million which has been stated on our behalf for developing cashew, rubber, and coconut.
This is said has been due to inadequate education on the prospects of the sector.
Ghana has been ranked the world's leading regulator of mobile money services, according to the 2025 Mobile Money Regulatory Index released by the GSMA. In a statement issued by the Bank of Ghana, the country recorded a score of 96.10%, an improvement over last year's 95.06%, maintaining its #1 position globally. The index assesses mobile money regulations across 90 countries, measuring consumer protection, operational standards, and the strength of digital finance policies. According to the Bank of Ghana, or according to the release, Ghana's performance reflects a regulatory improvement that promotes innovation, safeguards users, and supports continued growth in the mobile money ecosystem. The Bank of Ghana says it will continue to collaborate with relevant stakeholders to advance financial inclusion and sustain the transition towards a fully digital, inclusive economy. The acting head of other financial institutions supervision department of the Bank of Ghana, Mr. Desmond Aguga, has reaffirmed the central bank's commitment to robust supervision and governance in the financial sector. Speaking at the South Achim Rural Bank's 40th anniversary in Nankase, he urged the bank's management and staff to aim for the top spot among Ghana's rural banks.
Rural Bank, established in 1984 in Nankase, has been a beacon of financial inclusion with 8 branches in Nankese, Suhum, Kofodua, Adreso, Asamankese, Adoajiri, Osinase and Kede. It has empowered individuals and MSMEs, driving socio-economic growth in rural communities. The Bank of Ghana's Desmond Agbuga praises its impact.
After nearly 5 decades of rural bank operations, the sector has evolved significantly to respond to phenomenal challenges posed by technological advancement, globalization, customer sophistication, increased competition, changes in industry dynamics, and sprawling growth of cities and towns, amongst others.
The South Achimoro Bank's board chairman, Dr. Theophilus Owari, spoke about the bank's visionary CSR, a scholarship scheme for needy students. This investment in education has paid off. The bank is now the top choice for 80,000 plus customers in its area.
Over the years, South Achimoro Bank has been intentional about touching lives. After all, what is a bank if it does not touch life? Therefore, in South Achimoro Bank, the woman in the market expands her table, the farmer who buys seeds and fertilizer, the carpenter who opens his own shop, the teacher builds a home, the corner store owner are all what we care for.
Suhum MCE leader Ohenewa Sarah hails South Achimoro Bank's 40-year milestone as a remarkable feat. She urged staff to keep pushing, serving customers with dedication and hard work.
Rural banking remains critical drive of grassroots development. Through savings mobilization, credit delivery, South Achim Rural Bank continue to empower us all in which we form the backbone of our local economy.
Under the theme 40 years of rural banking, ensuring prosperity through empowerment, the bank celebrated its milestone, honoring staff and customers with citations and gifts for their contributions.
Government has given the Ghana Revenue Authority GRA a target to bag 225 billion Ghana cedis in tax revenue for 2026. But pleasant to hear, the GRA itself aims to raise 230 billion Ghana cedis to help the government in its research agenda. The Commissioner General of the GRA, Anthony Akwesi Sapong, who disclosed this, however, noted that to achieve the set target, the GRA must be supported by citizens asking for VAT receipts whenever they make payments for goods and services in volumes that attract VAT. The GRA Commissioner General was speaking at the opening of the authority's Domestic Tax Revenue Division Management Retreat in Sunyani in the Bono region.
The GRA's Domestic Tax Revenue Division used its 2026 retreat to review its performance last year and strategize to ensure improved revenue collection this year to help finance the government's reset agenda. The retreat specifically focused on VAT performance and compliance. The tax officials were joined by various stakeholders for the opening session of the retreat. Among them were the Bono Regional Minister, Joseph Adai Akwabwa, and the Omanhene of Sunyani, Ojia Mansai Buahin Koko. The Commissioner General of the GRA, Anthony Akwesi Sapong, said the government's ability to deliver on its reset agenda rests on GRA delivering on its mandate. He emphasized that the authority would need the support of Ghanaians if it is to meet its revenue target of 230 billion Ghana cedis this year.
And we at GRA are at the forefront or focal point of this vision of the president. The reason is all of the dreams and visions of the nation cannot be achieved if the nation does not have sufficient domestic revenue. And therefore, our privileged duty and service as GRA staff is to ensure that we are collecting and mobilizing sufficient domestic revenue so government can prosecute its agenda, its vision for the common good of all Ghanaians.
Earlier, The Commissioner of the Domestic Tax Revenue Division, Dr. Martin Kobil Yaborija, disclosed his division missed the revenue target for 2025, making it imperative for steps to be taken to ensure a better performance in 2026.
The 2026 target is not merely a financial projection, it is a test of our systems, our leadership, and our ability to innovate. Colleagues, let me be very candid that 2026 will demand not merely improvement, but transformation, and indeed double the effort of 2025 if we are to meet the target.
The 3-day retreat is planned to feature discussions and presentations on topics like generative AI to improve revenue mobilization, VAT national compliance and enforcement activities, as well as tax policy measures for 2026.
Time to check how the cedi performed on the interbank market as well as prices of the commodities. Time for international news, and we'll start on a bit of information which has to do with sports. Now, a Moroccan court has sentenced 19 soccer fans to up to 1 year in prison for hooliganism following a chaotic Africa Cup of Nations final that saw supporters attempt to storm the field. The ruling involved 18 Senegalese nationals and 1 French citizen convicted of charges including damaging sporting facilities and violence. 11 received a 1-year sentences with a $550 fine. 4 got 6 months with a $218 fine, and 4 were sentenced to 3 months with a $130 fine. 1 defendant fainted upon hearing the verdict, while others refused to leave the defendant's bench. Lawyers plan to appeal, calling the sentences severe. The defendants were arrested last month after protesting a late penalty awarded to host Morocco during the final, which Senegal won 1-0. Supporters threw chairs onto the field and battled stewards, causing over $476,000 in damage. Senegalese players briefly walked off the pitch in protest. The case prompted diplomatic intervention, with Senegalese and French diplomats attending the hearing. Following the match, senior officials from both nations moved to protect bilateral relations, with Senegal's Prime Minister visiting Morocco to sign investment agreements. The Minister for Sport and Recreation, Mr. Kofi Adams, took a bold and personal step on the floor of Parliament by announcing the donation of 2 months of his salary to the newly established Ghana Sports Fund, urging Parliament, the Executive, Corporate Ghana and the media to actively support the fund. Rising to deliver his statement on the Ghana Sports Fund 2025 Act 1159, the minister described the moment as historic for Ghana's sports ecosystem.
Who made this reform possible will continue to champion this fund as its foremost advocate. To corporate Ghana, state-owned enterprises, financial institutions, and development partners, this fund offers a structured and credible platform for investment in youth, health, and national development. Don't wait for the fund administrators to come knocking. Please knock on the fund's door. To the media and sports journalists across the country, I make a direct appeal. The same energy used to question sports financing must now be used to build it. Help us explain the fund. Help us hold it accountable. Help us mobilize support. Campaigns succeed when information is accurate, consistent, and responsible. Right Honorable Speaker, the fund is not a one-discipline fund. It is not a partisan fund. It is not a ministerial project. It is a national instrument. It is for the young girl in Tamale who trains without proper spikes. It is for the boxer in Bukum who needs medical screening and insurance protection. It is for the school athlete in Hohwe who has never traveled beyond her district but carries national potential. It is for our national teams who carry the flag of Ghana across the world. Right Honorable Speaker,
Renowned Ghanaian artist and Guinness World Record holder Sharon Dede Paddy has launched an initiative in Accra to boost arts education. This effort aims to nurture talent and showcase Ghana's rich culture globally.
It has been christened the Paddy Golden Stool Arts Foundation. This initiative is seen as a game changer for Ghana's arts scene, focusing on structured development for kids in orphanages and schools, both urban and rural. Sharon Dede Paddy, the mastermind behind it, is no stranger to making waves. She's a Guinness World Record holder for a massive leaf print painting of the Ghana flag, spanning 54.33 square meters. For her, this foundation is a natural next step in her community outreach efforts through arts.
The gentle rustle of leaves and the devastating silence left behind when trees are felled through galamsey or charcoal production. This piece serves as a reminder that when we embrace sustainable energy solutions and protect our natural resources, we preserve not only our environment, but our future. For when the last tree dies, humanity's survival is threatened.
The National Theatre, Ghana, excited to partner with the artist who has made significant contributions to Ghana's art scene. The theatre's Director of Administration is Mr. Emmanuel Agwedu.
We want to use this opportunity to encourage young people and our sister Sharon to challenge herself to aspire higher and higher so that she can serve as a role model for the young people who are showing interest in the arts.
As founder and chief executive officer of Paddy Art Gallery, Sharon Dede Paddy continues to champion African art, cultural heritage, and women's empowerment with her Guinness World Record feat, placing Ghana firmly on the global art market.
Well, that's all in this afternoon's package. But as always, please log on to GBC Ghana Online for more news. My name is Doreen Ampofo. Thanks for staying tuned, and bye for now.